Polycarp Igathe is going to easily defeat Johnson Sakaja in Nairobi. I want you to take that to any nearest bank. When President Uhuru Kenyatta and Raila Odinga unveiled Polycarp Igathe as the joint candidate for the Azimio coalition, most people thought that Johnson Sakaja was going to have it easy. But that's not the case. Polycarp Igathe is going to win. In this video, I want to explain to you guys why Igathe is going to easily outwit Johnson Sakaja in Nairobi. Before we do that, for those who are watching this channel for the first time, please take a second, click that subscribe button so that next time we produce a video like this, YouTube will automatically notify you. And to the subscribers, I want to continue. Thank you guys for your continued support. Please enjoy this particular video and don't forget to click that thumbs up button. Now, let us get back to business. When President Uhuru Kenyatta and Raila Odinga unveiled Polycarp Igathe, there was a fallout within the ODM party because most ODM supporters believed that Igathe was coming late and that Tim Wanyonyi was the right candidate. And that instead of Tim Wanyonyi being asked to step down, they thought that it would have been wise for Tim Wanyonyi to be given the ticket, then Igathe be made the deputy. But President Uhuru Kenyatta and Raila Odinga stuck with Polycarp Igathe. Uhuru is the president of the Republic of Kenya. He has access to intelligence report. There is no way Uhuru would sit on an intelligence report that Sakaja was going to defeat Polycarp Igathe and just let it like that. Raila Odinga is a veteran in Nairobi politics. There is no way he can accept Igathe to be defeated. And I remember on this platform, I opined that for Azimio to defeat Sakaja, what they needed was to have Richard Ngatia at that time and Tim Wanyonyi, both of them running, so that the lawyers were going to deny Sakaja the lawyer vote and the Kikuyu were going to deny Sakaja the Kikuyu votes by voting for Ngatia. But President Uhuru Kenyatta and Raila Odinga shocked the entire country when they unleashed Igathe. And majority of those who thought that Sakaja was going to win believed that, number one, Sakaja is playing clean politics and therefore he was going to be acceptable to both sides. And that, number two, Sakaja was youthful, and being a youthful person, he was going to appeal to the youth population. And they also believed that Sakaja running on UDA would get the Luhya votes and the Kikuyu votes. Of course, Kikuyu and Luhya voting together in Nairobi is a serious factor. And also there was this determination by the deputy president to ensure that he wins Nairobi. So he's been crafting a winning formula. But based on the latest political developments, I can assure you that there is no way Johnson Sakaja is going to defeat Polycarp Igathe. Why am I saying so? Let us begin with what Nairobians are looking for. Based on the experience of Kidero and based on the experience of Sonko, the Nairobians have actually experimented both corporate and a street guy. So this time around, they are going to look at an individual, both Sakaja and Igathe. If you look at Polycarp Igathe, he's a corporate guy. He's managed to run companies whose turnover is basically more than the budget for Nairobi. And he has managed to run them with great success. On that alone, he's going to win the support of the corporate and the support of the middle class. Now, let us leave that. Number two is the tribal politics. The truth of the matter is that in this country, we are a tribal country. The voting is always done based on tribes. That's why today, almost 90% of the Kalenjins are behind Ruto. And that's why almost 90% of the Luos are behind Raila Odinga. Our politics is tribal. If you look at the tribal arithmetics in Nairobi, it basically favors Polycarp Igathe. The Kikuyu Nation are the majority, and they are around 900,000. I think followed by the Luyas, the Luos, and then the Kambas. So if you take the vote of the Kikuyus, and Sakaja is banking on the Kikuyu votes, the truth of the matter is that President Uhuru Kenyatta is giving the Kikuyu Nation an offer which they won't reject in Azimio. In Azimio, the running mate, the presidential running mate, is going to be a Kikuyu. In UDA, the running mate is also going to be a Kikuyu of the president. In Nairobi, Azimio is giving the Kikuyu Nation the governor. UDA is giving the Kikuyu Nation a running mate. Based on the experience in this country, most people would not take the position of the deputy governor seriously. Almost all deputy governors in this country, they just have title. They don't have power per se. If, for example, William Ruto can be frustrated to that extent, I mean, telling the Kikuyus that they have a running mate in Nairobi and therefore should vote for them is something they won't buy. So the tribal arithmetic is going to favor Polycarp Igathe. Let's say Igathe is going to divide or split the Kikuyu votes with the Sakaja. Let's say Sakaja will get 500,000, Igathe will get 400,000. Then you go to the Luya Nation. The Luya Nation will also split the Azimio, that has been the trend, the Azimio and Sakaja, let's say again half. Then Igathe has a Kamba running mate. So the entire Kamba nation will vote for Igathe. The entire Luo nation will vote for Igathe. It's a done deal. So Sakaja is easily going to be defeated. Number two is the ODM and Jubilee factor in Nairobi. If you look at Nairobi's politics from 2002 up to now, it's always been Raila versus the Kikuyu. This time, Raila, who is ODM, and Jubilee. These guys are going to work together. The formation they have is going to make it very difficult for Sakaja to win. They've zoned Nairobi. For example, in the MCS, ODM as a political party or ODM as a political party are going to get 40 seats. That's how they've split it. Jubilee are going to compete for 45. The ones in ODM are probably assured because they're in the ODM stronghold. The ones for Jubilee, which were in Jubilee strongholds, you might say they're not assured because they'll have to contend with UDA who are splitting the Kikuyu votes. So let's say they will get a few of them there. But the truth of the matter is that the ODM support base and Jubilee support base in Nairobi is a combination which these guys will have had a time trying to crack. So it's favoring Igathe. I know most of you will tell me that UDA has made progress. Which progress? Uhuru and Ruto combined in Nairobi was defeated by Raila Odinga. Let's just give Uhuru 30% of Nairobi. Then Raila Odinga in Nairobi, I'm sure, is going to retain most of his support base. Again, done and dusted. Number three, why he's going to defeat him is the Kikuyu Nation political interest post 2022. You can't tell me that the Kikuyu Nation, who are always looking ahead or thinking ahead of the rest of Kenyans, can agree that they are not going to be on the presidential ballot. They are not going to produce the president because they are the majority. And then it comes to Nairobi where they can win. Then you tell them in Nairobi, they are also not going to win. There is no way the Kikuyu Nation will agree to leave Nairobi and leave the presidency. Most people have been telling me that, you see, but they voted for Sonko instead of Peter Kenneth. Do you know why the Kikuyu Nation voted for Sonko in Nairobi? They voted for Sonko in Nairobi primarily because Uhuru Kenyatta was going to be the president of the Republic of Kenya. Number two, Sonko was a camper, and there was no way a Kikuyu was going to win in Nairobi, the governor, without the Kamba votes. So they decided that let us have this Kamba in the name of Sonko, so that the Kamba votes would vote for him, and then we give him the Kikuyu votes so that we win that ticket, that seat as Jubilee. And then they gave him a running mate who was Igathe, in the hope that Igathe was going to run the affairs in Nairobi while Sonko was going to deal with the politics. But things just didn't work the way it ought to have worked. So the Kikuyu Nation political interest beyond 2022 is going to be key. Sakaja is a good person, but our politics is dirty. So he's going to be humiliated. That's the honest truth, because Sakaja's arithmetic is simple. The Kikuyu Nation, they believe, are going to vote for him. That's not going to happen. Number 4 is what I call the Nairobi Formation. How is the formation of Nairobi politics in terms of Jubilee, in terms of Azimio and Kenya Kwanza? In Kenya Kwanza, in the first place, the Luhya nation are very happy because Musalia Mudavadi has been shortchanged. Number 2, in that formation, William Ruto is trying to appease the Kikuyu Nation. And by appeasing the Kikuyu Nation, the Luhya Nation are not very happy. Now, take the case of Senator, running mate of coming to Kikuyu from Kikuyu Nation. Then you go to members of parliament. All of them, almost majority of them, are the Kikuyus, apart from 2, which is Kibra, maybe 3, Kibra, Langata, and Westlands. And those 3, they are going to UDA. But if you look at the formation of ODM, of Azimio, there's a Kikuyu governor, deputized by a Kamba. Then there is the senator who is a Luhya, and a women rep who is a Kikuyu, but easily identifies herself with the ODM party, because ODM voted for her as a Kikuyu in the last election. So if you look at that formation, what Ruto has done is that he has given the Kisses the women rep in the hope that Kisses will vote for Omanga. I don't know whether that's going to happen. So because of the formation in Nairobi of those political parties, I don't think Johnson Sakaja will have his way. And lastly, the choice of the running mate. Now, Polycarp Igathe is a corporate titan. And when President Uhuru Kenyatta identified him, it forced Johnson Sakaja and the group to go back to the drawing board. Because the initial plan of the DP and his team was that they were going to have Sakaja as the face of the corporate, or a gentleman, then give him a street guy in the name of someone else, a kind of a Sonko, some kind of individual. So when Uhuru Kenyatta unleashed Igathe, then they had also to go and look for a corporate guy. And that's how they arrived at Njuguna Mushiri, who is a former executive at ABSA. So they had to look for that. But if you look at those formations, you'll realize that Igathe has a Kamba vote. Kikuyu plus Kamba votes is enough. Because if you look at the numbers, Kikuyus are 900,000, Kambas around 400,000. Luhyas around 450, Luhyas around 400, Kambas 400. So in general, or in short, whichever way you look at it, Polycarp Igathe is still going to defeat Johnson Sakaja. I don't know what you think. That's my take. But I'm not ruling out the possibility of Sakaja managing to win, because for him to win, he must get 90% of the support of the Kikuyu Nation in Nairobi. Already Mike Sonko has endorsed Polycarp Igathe, because the other thing they were banking on is the fact that Polycarp Igathe did not support Sonko when Sonko needed him. Already Mike Sonko has endorsed him. So the equation is now a bit complex in my view. So let us wait and see how the voting is going to happen, because August is not far. But for me, Polycarp Igathe is going to easily defeat Johnson Sakaja in Nairobi. Take that to the bank and you'll get some credit on my name. Bye-bye.